idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, this is episode 175. Sort of. So we were going to do John Henry, and you can look forward to that review. Never. A couple of reasons. One, as we just got online to do the recording for John Henry, I said, and I mean this, I felt silly reviewing that stupid ass movie in light of what's going on. It just feels foolish, and I think it's a waste of our time. Two, it's real bad. Like it's not even funny bad. It's just really bad. So we are calling an audible. We will not be doing that movie in the future. This is just consider that a wipe.
These niggas should be ashamed of themselves for putting the movie out. For real. Like no.
Just no out of 5 all the way around.
I mean, the movie takes itself, like you said, Terrence, the movie takes itself so seriously, and then at the end, it turns into fucking Mortal Kombat. just splat.
Yeah.
Just goofy.
Yeah. I was not a fan. So that'll give you a quick understanding of our thoughts on
that show's bad, you know.
On John Henry.
Bad. Yo, stop asking for movie recommendations, yo. Because apparently I'm gonna keep giving you shit.
Yeah. No longer will Micah be in charge of picking anything ever.
It was either this or a Tyler Perry movie, and Terrence said, if we do that Tyler Perry movie, I'm not gonna be there. So
he was like, I'm busy. I'm like, nigga, you're at home. I'm still busy.
Yeah, I'm busy playing Power Rangers, nigga.
Busy doing anything else. So we're not gonna do that, but what we will be doing is putting out a full episode next week on The Help. The Help is newly on Netflix right now, so you can check that out. A movie that actually has substance and gives us something to talk about one way or the other. Again, if you have not watched John Henry, don't. Just don't. Like, don't even bother.
Don't waste your literally, really. Don't even watch it. Don't bother.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not like, hey, we're gonna have a good time watching this terrible movie. It's the funniest thing to me in that movie was when the dudes bust in the beginning and shoot everybody right when the dude that was thought was dead, he just gets up real quick and just shoots homeboy and then just drops the gun and dies again. You're like, bam. I was like, are you fucking serious?
I found almost none of that movie entertaining whatsoever.
No, none of it was. It really wasn't. But except for his father, I was like, this nigga's like 2 years older than him.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I enjoyed his character. I will give you that. So yeah, so again, we're calling an audible on episode 175, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what's happening in America. We would be remiss if we didn't, as it directly affects us and people who look like us. If you're living under a rock, there are uprisings across, I think, 110 plus cities at this point in the U.S. Some a lot more violent than others, due to the murder of George Floyd. That I would argue is the spark of it. I wouldn't say that it's just because of that, but that certainly is the spark of it. Apparently, the president, while I was watching that bullshit ass movie, the president made a speech. So I have not listened to it. You haven't either. Should be interesting to get Terrence and I our live review of this ignorant nigga's comments.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So what we will do is we're going to talk about it, but we're also going to play the speech, trigger warning for people who find his voice revolting. We do as well, but we're going to go through it much like a movie review and break down our exact thoughts on how incompetent and stupid, and I'm trying to use words that don't start with R, our president currently is.
I mean, look, at this point, like the fucking term is apt, right? Like the dictionary term for that word is pretty apt. Right? Can't we?
Retarded, guys. Retarded. Like, let's just stop fucking bullshitting around, right?
Oh,
like,
I was
call celebrities a bunch of niggas and like all day.
I was thinking of a different word, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like if you look it up in the dictionary, like to retard is to slow down.
Well, he's a bit slowed down. He's a bit slowed down.
His brain is doing every day. So
it's practically going in reverse. So yeah, let's talk about it. What are your general thoughts about what's going on and sort of the root causes of all of this? Because I think the media tends to focus on the death of George Floyd, which is valid, right? But I think that they're touching just the edge of what this really is.
Well, the root causes are very easy. It's constantly being like the root cause. Well, they're saying that it's George Floyd's death, but it's almost poetic. Like the dude put the knee on his neck for 9 minutes, and that's how we feel every day. Like America has their knee on our neck every fucking day, constantly, right? So for this to happen, and then just everything else, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, this feels different than like when it was Eric Garner or Tamir Rice or whatever." It feels different because of the people we have in office.
Yeah, like
they clearly don't give a fuck about us, and I think like it's just everything is just compounded, and it's just a powder keg. Like when people say a powder keg, this is it. Yeah, they burned down a fucking police precinct. Yeah. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. That's crazy. And they did it because people are really fucking tired. Now, granted, there are people that are like the majority. I think the majority of the looting is not the people from those particular states. I think that's what the governors are saying. Like the unnecessary looting of like just mom and pop shops are not black folks. They're just not. Like you can see in people's phone footage and shit like that. It's just the white folks just doing the shit on purpose to make it look like us.
White people stealing cheesecakes and
Targets,
stupid shit. Like we don't give a fuck about. We don't.
They stole a surfboard out of a Patagonia, nigga. What?
Here's the thing: if you start looting Target, like nigga, I want to switch. So
give me one. I'll be outside though.
I might snatch one up, but I ain't gonna start it. And I don't think we're starting it. But like somebody set fire to something, like, oh, for real? I might as well get something for everything burning flames. Fuck it. But no, it's just constantly being just bombarded with this shit, and not just because of this, but just constantly over years and years, and all of the other things that we've seen have led up to this. 100-something cities. That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's just me personally. I'm just kind of like, I'm not even mad. Like I don't. It's fucked up to say, but I don't really feel anything because I've seen it before.
Yeah,
it's just tiring. I'm just agitated by it all. I'm like, oh, whatever, okay.
Right. I mean,
just don't burn my shit down.
Right. Like that's
that shit over there.
Yeah, exactly. Corporations have plenty of insurance. They'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I did an episode of Look Forward, which is our political show, where we talked largely about this for about an hour and a half. And it's me and two white guys, and they're obviously smart, reasonable guys. So like, they're just like, what the fuck? Right. Like, right. That's how crazy it is, right?
That's saying something.
Right. So
I said a whole lot.
Right. Y'all don't know me. I'm saying a lot.
So hold on, I'm gonna drink this beer real quick. But I wanted, as I'm having that conversation, I wanted to have that conversation with you guys because it is different, right? It's just a different experience. And to me, like I'm watching this, and the reason I brought it up is because what you just said is something I said, which is I'm not even mad about this. Like, oh, America's going down. I'm like, nah, take the bread out of the oven. Who cares? I just don't give a shit. And I think that plays to this idea that it was never ours, right? Like it's just like watching a fucking someone else play a video game. I'm like, that's interesting. Wow. Like it doesn't feel like you're hurting us because we've been excluded from the American story. Like we have been pushed out of the American story. so much. We have been pushed to the sidelines. We have been literally 3/5 of a
Yeah,
bystander.
we weren't pushed out. We were never in it.
Yeah, well, that's a better way to say it. Yeah,
So,
you're right.
like,
So it's just this idea of me like super caring about like, oh, the destruction of American cities. I'm like, nigga, have you been to black neighborhoods? Like they're destroyed all the time. Monday
take a trip
through
down
Sunday, and nobody gives a
North
fuck.
Avenue on the east side.
Right. Nobody cares.
Like,
So like I don't really give a fuck that your Margaritaville or your Sabaro's burned down. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because you don't like you seem to value capitalism and buildings and businesses more than you value human life, which is weird from a party of pro-life folks. Like where all
this
the
whole thing has been before this happened. The whole thing before the COVID-19 thing is like, we got to open up America. Like that's because that's it. All they care about is money.
that's it.
That's it. So like
Yeah.
it's nothing new. You've been saying this shit for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's my wife and I were talking about this. Is like the Republicans have tried to convince people that there are these religious moral folks, right? That's why they have evangelicals on their side and everything else. But if it wasn't for gay folks and abortion, why the fuck would religious people support Republicans at all? Democrats support everything else that you pretend that you care about. Helping the poor, the less fortunate, feeding the hungry, all that shit. All of it. Republicans don't believe it.
It's not. They don't care about helping the poor.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Where are all the evangelicals? Where the fuck are y'all? They're nowhere to be found.
No.
Busy giving their own money to their fucking pastors
But most people
for some
who are-
reason.
Most people who are religious out of fear, and
Fear of what?
hell, eternal damnation. Right?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hell? Is that is that short for something? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Mount St. Helen?
Most people are afraid of Helen. Helen Henry, played by a man named Luda Chris. Like all right. Most people are afraid of hell, right? And
God.
they act the way that they think they're supposed to. And look, I'm not, some of them are genuine, right? People
Of
who
course.
go on mission trips and stuff like that. Like,
I don't trust those people, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't either. Like they go to convert people, and that's none of that. That's not their responsibility.
I actually have less respect for those people, but go ahead.
Right. Like they go over there with well-intentioned,
Sure.
thing, but people
You
are
say so.
afraid, man. They are. I don't want to get on religion. Back to your point. This is for me, myself, personally. I feel as though I took. I was talking with my boss. I work for a municipality, and I talked with my supervisor. I said, is there any word on when we're going back to work? And he said, you're indefinite. We'll give you notice. We'll give you a month notice before we need you back in the office, but you're indefinite for now. And we started talking about all the stuff, and I just kind of, I said, this is weird, because normally I pride myself on being able to just like, whatever, man, let's go to work. It doesn't affect me. Let's go to work. I pride myself on being able to kind of shrug it off, but everything that's happening right now, and it's all happening at the same damn time, right? You got white women being white women. I'm not fucking bullshitting you when I tell you I cannot stand white women. I really, really don't like them. And you got black people like, just not like this, but like black people getting shot in their homes, in their beds, getting their necks stomped on, getting shot while jogging. Like, nigga, I jog. What the fuck? Like, then you got this virus, and you got people not giving a fuck about this virus, and you got, white people walking around fucking brandishing their AR dildos, and they're rolling up on cops, and cops just stand there and take it. Meanwhile, like, some real shit is happening, and nothing is, and they're throwing tear gas and shit. You got fucking Finn from Star Wars, like just saying the most real shit. I fucking hate racists, and people are questioning that. What the fuck? Oh, so you hate a group of people who hate people? That sounds bigoted to me. Oh, fuck off, yo. And
yeah, I do. I hate them. You're right.
All this shit that's happening, and all I can do is think of my son, and I can't fucking deal with it, yo. Like, because it's, he's such a sweet boy, and I don't want him to grow up in this shit, man. Yeah. Like, I really don't. Yeah. And he's, I gotta have these talks with him, right? I gotta have these talks, and I gotta tell him that life ain't fair. And I got to tell him that at a young fucking age. Yeah. Like, my dad didn't tell me that life wasn't fair young. You know what I mean? Because he felt like he didn't have to. I have to. I feel like I have to tell him that life is not fair at a very young age. At a very young age. Like, when he starts interacting with other people, like first, second, third grade young. And it's a conversation that, I'm gonna have, but I shouldn't necessarily have to have it. I'm gonna have to tell him that he's gotta, I'm gonna have to tell him how to act around cops, yo. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is some shit that the vast majority of people just will not have to deal with. Like, they won't have to deal with it. Yeah. And it's not fucking fair, man. Like, I told you guys offline, I think it was offline. I'll tell you this. The only positive thing about this stuff that I've had recently is I've had the best conversation with my father the other day, because he called and he was like, Mike, you hear what's happening in Wisconsin, Mike? I said, it's Minnesota. Yeah, that's right, Minnesota.
Yeah, that is the best representation of a conversation with your dad. 100%.
He was just fucking mad, yo. He was
like, over there.
Right. And he was like, yeah, man, you gotta take care of Maxwell, man. I was like, yeah. He was like, you might want to talk about this on your podcast. I said, we got it. And we sat there and we talked for about 30 to 40 minutes about just our not hate for white people. My father doesn't hate white people. But I told my father, I said, I don't hate white people, but I don't trust them. And he said, Mike, I learned that a long time ago. And I'm glad you caught up.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, it's been weird. I'm not a person that gets triggered, but I have been lately, and it's not. I don't like that feeling. I really don't.
Yeah, it's not fun. Here's the thing. You said you have to talk to your son about that at an early age. I did get that talk, and to be honest with you, that's probably why I'm alive today. Because I don't know if you guys saw the post that I put in the Nerdpocalypse group. That was for my mother. She basically just wrote down all the things that she has been through as a wife of a black man and the mother of two black sons. Yeah, like any one of us could be dead because we've had multiple run-ins with cops. I'm almost 40, and I've had those. How many times have I been pulled over by the cops? Just for nothing? Over 10? Probably like 10, 15 in 20 years of driving.
It's nuts.
And yeah, you have to act a certain way, because if you don't, and I responded when people were like, oh, thanks for posting this all. I'm like, I didn't really post it to get any kind of sympathy or anything like that. This is just what it is. But I posted in like any one of those instances, I could have run into the dickhead with a fucking itchy trigger finger that day.
Yeah.
Just because of the way I look. Like again, we laugh about that we laugh about that one when I was going to go see fucking Fast and Furious, and the cop pulls me over. He ran my plates for no fucking reason on Liberty Road. I'm like, am I driving like a maniac? I can't.
In stop and go traffic.
Right, and stop and go traffic. 5:30 on Liberty Road. Anybody that lives out here knows goddamn well that you're not going nowhere. But he pulls me over because I had a hoodie on. He just ran my plates. It's like, yeah, I ran your plates, and there was an issue with the. I'm like, the fuck did you run my plates for? First of all, okay, but I had fixed that issue months ago. But I was like,
thankfully,
right. I'm like, what the? I just looked at him like, why did you even pull me over? What the fuck? I didn't do anything. Well, oh right, this.
Yeah,
cool. All right, but yeah, it's frustrating, man. It's fucking infuriating.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Like at this point, I don't even get angry. I'm just kind of like, here we go again, because I've been through it so many times in the past. But yeah, that talk probably saved my life.
I'm sure it did. Did. But it's, I think about, Micah, your point about your son is one I think is not lost on anybody, right? Like it's serious, and it is. I was thinking about the episode that we did on The Hate You Give, right? And that the movie starts out with that speech that the father gives to his kids, right? The sort of the it was like the rules of the Black Panther Party or what have you, and how to deal with cops. And I just imagine people watching that going, oh, well, that seems extreme. It's not extreme. Not in the times that we live in, and not in the Black community. It's not extreme. And it's important. I mean, I certainly got the talk of like, sort of that general talk of like how to behave around cops and stuff like that. And it's gross to think that we have to teach our children that. Like, I hate the fact that I have to think about that to what a number of years ago felt unimaginable, right? Which was, well, cops won't do this type of shit to women, right? That's crazy. That's out the window with Sandra Bland. It's out the window. And like, I hate that I have to tell her that. And your point is right, which is, that life isn't fair, and that she'll grow up around other kids who are her age and do what she does, but because they're a different color, they get treated differently. Like, that's just a fact, right? And that she has to be careful about who she hangs out with and where she goes and things like that. I hate that I have to tell her that, but that's the reality of the world that we live in. It's hard. This entire situation that we're watching is not particularly surprising, which I think is the most infuriating part of it. Like, this should be a thing that, like, wow, this never happens, and we should be angry, but this never happens, and that should be a shock to the nation. But it's not a shock, because 50% of the nation goes, yeah, that's about right. That every 3 to 4 months we deal with this shit, and the other side goes, oh well, he probably smoked weed when he was 16, so this is fine, right? I don't know what people expect from a group of people after being treated like garbage and having their people killed and abused from the second that they arrived on the shores of this country or the shores of this continent. Forced over here, right. From the second they got here, they've been treated like garbage, less than human. Literally, that has been codified into law at one point. And then it was like, okay, well, you're human, but you're not a full person, right? Like, and then once we were considered full people, still our lives are made miserable through any number of means, right? Too many to even list. I don't know what you expect when you push people to the brink for them. What do you expect them to do, right? You expect them to just like, hey man, it's cool. Like, glad you guys, got it together. We'll just move on. Like, no, they're not going to move on. They're not going to just sit by and allow this to happen. Eventually they're going to fucking have enough. And we have had enough. When I'm watching black celebrities like John Boyega, like Micah mentioned, from Star Wars, or LeVar Burton, who's like the world's nicest guy from fucking Reading Rainbow. Even
let's not forget he was in Roots.
Right. Somebody was like, "Yo, that was not LeVar Burton. That was Kunta Kinte in that fucking rant." Right.
Like, you're right.
All right. This nigga's black as
He
shit.
got his big break. He was getting whipped on fucking screen.
And fucking white people try to find any excuse, right? Because they were like, well, I saw some post, somebody screenshot it. They were like, well, sometimes these big celebrities, they never manage their own pages. So it's usually not them on Facebook and Twitter. LeVar Burton came back. You can be 100% assured that it is me talking.
Why would you
Facebook,
have
Twitter and Instagram? Fuck you.
like? Well, my question is, what is he's hiring someone to write that? That doesn't seem like a good idea at all.
To be gonna fuck off, nigga. Like, come on.
Hey, give me an intern to write a racial scree about how white people ain't shit. Like, oh, okay,
That's the
we'll jump right on.
easiest thing to write.
Like, yo, I got this. Step aside. Like, I got this one in the bag. So yeah, like when I see it affecting people like that, that lets me know that they have also had enough. Like I said on Look Forward, yo, Michael Jordan said something, which is crazy.
Right. I saw that the other day. I'm
Right.
like, yo, that nigga don't want to fuck his money up.
Right.
Like, I told y'all about the fucking documentary. He's like, look, I've never been political. For him to say some shit, yo.
He is notoriously apolitical.
Right. So Republicans buy shoes too. Right. So it just
That
the
was
idea,
from like 30 years ago. He said that.
right. Like that's how wild
That's
that statement is.
crazy. Dude.
That's how wild that statement is. But that just goes to show you that black people are fed up. And what it also goes to show you is Michael Jordan sees this shit. He just don't say nothing 99% of the
Yo,
time.
he grew up in North Carolina. Yo.
Right. Like,
Come on. Like,
I don't care if you're the greatest basketball player of all time. You still had to put up with a bunch of bullshit.
he dealt with a bunch of bullshit when he was younger. That's why he's the way he is. It is.
Right. Of course.
So.
I mean, I get it. So it is wild to watch what is happening. It is wild to see, like Terrence said, an administration and a government that just clearly doesn't give a fuck. Like, this is part and parcel. Like, I saw a review of our show that somebody gave it 1 star, and they were like, the reviews are really great and they're really funny, but their political understanding is terrible. It's unbelievably stupid or whatever. And I guess they were referencing our conversation about Biden, and they were like, they don't think that he's a racist, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, this is a perfect example of why that person is wrong. Now, that's as nice as I'll put it. You're assuming that because we don't think that Joe Biden is on the same level as the white guy brandishing a bow and arrow trying to hunt black people like animals, that's how you see them as all the same. I don't see them as all the same because they're not the same. Being dumb on a racial issue and even growing over time is not the same as going, I'm a hunt niggas on TV. It's not the same. And the fact that you think it's the same shows your lack of nuance, not ours. So my larger point in saying that is this is a very serious issue, and treating it like it is not a serious issue and just going, it's all bad. Like, that's where you fuck up. That's where you fuck up. These guys in the White House don't give a fuck about you in a completely different way than we've ever seen in the modern era. It's completely different. It's completely talking about using the U.S. military on American streets. That is completely different than going, hey, the crime bill, black people are asking for this. Maybe we'll pass it. Oh, this turned out to be a really terrible idea. They're not the same thing. So when you pretend that they are the same thing, it shows me that you're not actually fucking paying attention. So I am immensely bothered by this. And like from a political aspect, from a human aspect more than anything, like it should bother you. And I'm sorry, but if you really think that 4 years of this or 4 years of Biden are going to be the same, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. So I want this to stop. But if they want to continue burning down the Daughters of the Confederacy buildings, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Stop them.
What's that?
Who am I to stop them? I don't. Yeah.
I click the heart icon on the fucking Facebook entry. What do I give a fuck? I don't care. Oh, we shouldn't burn down these historical buildings. Meh. Call me when you give a fuck about Black Wall Street.
Precinct in the city and in the country. I don't give a fuck. Like, look, do what you got to do. Is it going to change anything? Probably not.
Probably will make it worse.
Yeah, but it's cathartic.
I mean, here's the thing. You watching police officers kneel like they're Colin Kaepernick now, like, hey, we're on your side. Nah, really? Because he was a son of a bitch a couple months ago.
No, they're not kneeling because, like they said, 45 minutes later, they was fucking pepper spraying people and fucking shooting people with rubber bullets. So fuck that. I saw those pictures. I'm like, no. Right. No. Come on now. I'm not stupid.
Right. They were practicing their nigger killing maneuver. Like that's what that shit
like
is.
And kneel, shoot. No, I just didn't.
World, like fucking Civil War tactics and shit. Like the people out front kneel, the people in the back can stand up and shoot.
Right. I found that to be so underwhelming and just such bullshit. Now the cops who are like actually them. Right, the cops who are actually talking to people and listening, look, that goes somewhere. I'm not blown away by it because again, we wouldn't be here if you didn't treat us like garbage all the time. So don't kneel. Hey, Colin Kaepernick, right, guys? Hey, remember that one? Don't do that shit now. Why? Because we're setting your buildings on fire? Did you give a fuck about kneeling when you were fucking planting drugs on people? Did you give a fuck when you just let Flint have shitty water and let people die? Did you give a fuck when you were throwing Freddie Gray in the back of a truck and doing a rough ride? Did you give a fuck when you were sentencing the Central Park 5 to 30-something years in prison?
With no evidence?
Did you give a fuck when you tried to put, the Jenna 6 in fucking jail for second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder? No. Did you give a fuck about any of that shit? No, you didn't. So I don't give a fuck if your building burns. I don't. Because you clearly don't value human life. So, I don't know. You guys want to get angry and listen to Trump?
I just don't like seeing his face.
Yeah, trust me, I'll keep the window.
So
closed.
To set this up, right, in DC, there were a bunch of protests. I was watching the local news with my wife, and we were looking at all the protests and they had a split screen of one side is like literally tear gas being thrown at protesters, and the other side is the White House garden waiting for the president to come and speak.
Wow.
Like it was quite the dichotomy. And then you have the anchors there who, I couldn't be an anchor.
Yeah, neither could I. I want to be a White House press correspondent for one day.
Nigga, that's the only that you get in one day.
No, that's what I'm saying. It would be one day.
Nigga, it wouldn't be one day. It would be one question.
You are 100% correct. I just want to ask one question, and I want to make him answer the question.
Nigga, what the fuck is your problem?
And they throw me out. So you're going to be a bitch and not answer the question. Okay, got you.
He just yelling. Exactly like you yelling as they're playing out. Oh, you're just a bitch then. You just a bitch?
You're like, sir, you got to leave. Like, but he didn't answer my question.
I only have one.
Oh, man.
Be like, if you a bitch, say nothing. So we're watching the news and we see all these protesters, and then the newscasters are counting down because we have a 7 p.m. curfew, and they're
there's a 7 p.m. curfew in DC.
Yeah.
Didn't he announce it at like 6:53 or some bullshit?
How the fuck you gonna do some shit like that?
I forget when he announced it, but he announced it right before he was scheduled to come on, because he was scheduled to come on after 7, and he moved it to 7, and then he came on at like 6:45.
Wow.
And because he had an ulterior motive, and so you see cops, physically pushing people back, and you see protesters getting up in cops' face. Cops are ordered to fucking move in, right? And they're moving in because they're clearly clearing a path for some reason.
Is it a largely black group of protesters, or is it sort of mixed?
No,
Yeah, I feel
it is. There are some black people. It was largely young people.
Yeah.
And
surprised.
DC is pretty diverse because it's kind of transient.
Yeah.
It's super small, first of all, so you
Yeah,
have no
it's
choice.
incredibly small.
Yeah.
So you see people getting pushed back and pushed back. And, there are some altercations and stuff happening. And then Trump comes on, and this is what you hear this nincompoop say.
All right, so here we go.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, my first and highest duty as president is to defend our great country and the American people. I swore an oath to uphold the laws of our nation, and that is exactly what I will do. All Americans were rightly sickened and revolted by the brutal death of George Floyd.
Let me stop right there. No, they weren't. All Americans were
making memes and jokes about the shit.
Yeah, no, you weren't.
No,
knock it off. Knock it off. Also, this nigga waited mad long before saying anything. Get the fuck.
That should
out.
happen Monday, right?
Yes.
Last Monday.
Yeah.
Or last Sunday or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. All Americans were sick of it. No, they weren't. Shut up. Stop it. Fuck, I'm never going to make it through this 7 minutes. Here we go.
My administration is fully committed that for George and his family, justice will be served. He will not have died in vain.
Nigga, shut up.
But we cannot allow the righteous cries and peaceful protesters to be drowned out by an angry mob. The biggest victims of the rioting are peace-loving citizens in our poorest communities. And as their president, I will fight to keep them safe. I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters.
So at this point, at this point, he's saying things that sound really, really good for a future campaign ad.
Yes, that's exactly.
That is what I'm getting from this, right?
Yep, you're 100% right. 100%.
And he is, you say what you want about Trump. He's not smart. He's not smart at all. Right? Like he's probably the dumbest human being walking the earth, walking really weirdly on the earth, right? He's like one of those birds that just dip into a drink, but he kind of got stuck
30% of the way forward.
Right. So he's probably the dumbest person on the planet. What he is good at is branding.
Yeah.
And this is so every word that I hear him speak that was written for him, it is in some way going to be used as a brand.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Using the commercial. You ever I don't know how many fights you guys have been in the past, but have you ever, like, when you're about to fight, like, you have this feeling that your heart beats really fast?
You're fucking amped.
Yeah.
You get super amped, like, but you're like really mad also.
Yeah.
This is how I'm feeling right now listening to this fucking speech.
Yeah, you're a little jittery. I've noticed.
Like, I'm just like, I just want to fight this nigga.
Yeah, you get the masturbation hand.
It's just like your heart starts beating a little faster.
Yeah.
You get a little tense, your neck get hot. Like, punch this nigga in the throat.
I mean,
see if you can spot a couple other buzzwords that he's
pluck this nigga in his throat. Yeah.
I would have loved if they couldn't hold those protesters back when he was walking this St. Thomas and somebody just straight ran up and punched that nigga right in his face. Be one of the greatest images of all time.
If you wanted the Secret Service agent, I tripped.
I'm down.
Through the hole.
You got to open it. Go ahead.
But in recent days, our nation has been gripped by professional anarchists, violent mobs, arsonists, looters, criminals, rioters, Antifa, and others. A number of state and local governments have failed to take necessary action to safeguard their residents. Innocent people have been savagely beaten, like the young man in Dallas, Texas, who was left dying on the street. or the woman in upstate New York viciously attacked by dangerous thugs. Small business owners.
Yeah, notice he didn't mention the 22-year-old black kid who was killed by a white guy in Nebraska. Right. Interesting. That kid was fucking murdered. Murdered. He's gone.
Kid murdered, and there was another dude that got shot overnight last night. I can't remember where it was.
Murdered.
Shot him, actually.
Right. So get the fuck out of here.
I believe.
I guarantee these two people he mentioned are white as fuck. I guarantee they are. I guarantee it.
Owners have seen their.
That's not to say that that's cool that they got beaten up. Unless they were trying to harm people, then I'm fine. Beat the brakes off of them. Don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, I'm sure that those people are white.
I feel like they probably deserve it.
New York's finest have been hit in the face with bricks.
That's fine.
Like, New York's what now? Finest what?
Finest races? Like,
like I don't understand what that term means. New York's finest.
Who have
I like that song by
are afraid to leave their homes. A police precinct has been overrun here in the nation's capital. The Lincoln Memorial and the World War II Memorial have been vandalized. One of our most historic churches was set ablaze. A federal officer in California, an African-American enforcement hero.
Go ahead.
No, did you hear what he said?
Yeah, he said African-American something.
Yeah, a federal officer in California, an African-American one. Just so you know, he was black.
What about him?
He was shot and killed. A black one.
By what? By
because I care about blacks.
Right. By who? Exactly right, Terrence. That's the right question. Again, fuck out of here.
I just find it funny that he had to mention the man's race.
Of course.
Yeah, because none of this is about race, right? It's never about race.
Right. When he mentioned
That's what they always say.
Right. When he mentioned the other two, he didn't mention race, so you know what that means.
Exactly. White is the driven snow.
That's right.
But driven snow is usually dirty.
Right. And it never has made sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
Was shot and killed. These are not acts of peaceful protest. These are acts of domestic terror.
No, it isn't.
The destruction of innocent life and the spilling of innocent blood is an offense to humanity and a crime against God.
Not an offense.
America needs creation, not
offense.
You mean when someone jams their neck into somebody's, jams their knee into somebody's neck for 9 minutes and just continues to do so 2 minutes after the person is literally dead, like the cop did? Is that not an offense to God?
This nigga said that murder is an offense to God. All right, all right. Like from a linguistic standpoint, that's bad. But again, you are fine with calling in the American military on American soil.
Okay. God do be killing mad niggas, right?
It's kind of a
in the past.
Yeah. Old Testament God didn't fuck around.
Like he's the best offense. What is the best defense? What best offense is a good defense?
Defense is a good offense.
Yeah, best defense. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, to be fair, he said it was an offense to humanity.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a crime against God, but it was an offense to humanity.
I hate the way
not
he
a
speaks.
defense, an offense.
Right. That's not the proper pronunciation of that word, but whatever. Good Lord,
yeah, pronunciation matters depending on the words.
Yeah.
Anyway,
here we go.
Destruction, cooperation, not contempt, security, not anarchy, healing, not hatred, justice, not chaos. This is our mission, and we will succeed. 100%, we will succeed. Our country always wins.
That is not true.
That is why I am taking immediate presidential action to stop the violence and restore security and safety in America. I am mobilizing all available federal resources, civilian and military, to stop the rioting and looting, to end the destruction and arson, and to protect the rights of law-abiding Americans, including your Second Amendment rights.
What the fuck does that mean? I already know what it means, but what the fuck, dude? What?
That means that's going to be a snippet in the 2020 campaign act.
I disagree with you. That's not what that means. That's not what that
Really?
means.
You don't think he'll use that to appeal to his base?
No. Yes, but that's
All
not.
right.
No, but that's not an ad. That's not an ad. That's if you are a gun owner,
Right.
feel free to go out and do what you want to do. That's what that is.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a call to arms.
I think
Second Amendment in there.
I think he says something a little more blatant to that effect regarding that later. I can't remember, but yeah.
That's, I mean,
That doesn't make sense. Like logically, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to send the military out and to protect your Second Amendment right.
nigga, what does that even mean?
Okay. Yeah, we need to get guns, yeah. I don't need one, but because I know I will use it and I'll go to jail. But like, that's fucked up.
We talked about it, but then we had a baby. So
Yeah, I'm not having a gun in my house.
yeah,
I ain't got no kids.
Can't have it now. So
I'm just gonna get a sledgehammer because they're really effective.
apparently,
I mean, I have one. You just put in
You
a work.
can head to a tree with one of those things.
yeah, you can only get about 3 or 4 swings, and then
You're
you just
exhausted.
drop dead. you drop dead after getting clipped in the legs
No.
because the folk hero died, so I guess he gotta die too. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but he met
fucking dumb.
that thick girl from high school in a pharmacy, and that was all.
That's the most retarded shit I've ever seen. Like, I'm sorry, that's just stupid.
We can't. The movie was so bad. All right, here we go.
Therefore, the following measures are going into effect immediately. First, we are ending the riots and lawlessness that has spread throughout our country. We will end it now. Today, I have strongly recommended to every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers that we dominate the streets. Mayors and governors must establish an overwhelming law enforcement presence until the violence has been quelled. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that...
What's up?
What is it? I mean, did he
Until the violence has been quelled.
Did he pronounce the D? No, I know the word, but did he pronounce the D? Because it sounded like he said quell.
I think he just kind of...
He just ran it into run on like he always does. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
That is not a thing. It's not a thing. We have a law. Posse Comitatus law disallows the U.S. military to operate on American streets. It is the fucking law. If you are a Republican, you gotta kind of support that one. It's a kind of a big fucking deal. Also, if you're a Republican senator or congressman and you're like, nah, this is fine, you should be voted out. You should be voted out anyway. You fucking stink. But you should be voted out of office for simply not upholding the most basic tenets of the law. Has anyone seen the fucking siege with Denzel Washington? You saw what happened when they put the U.S. military on the fucking streets looking for terrorism? It was a disaster. Yeah, you don't do that. If you learn nothing, learn it from that movie. It's a good movie, by the way.
I am also taking swift and decisive action to protect our great capital, Washington, D.C.
Nigga, we know.
What happened in this city last night was a total disgrace. As we speak, I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop the rioting, looting, vandalism, assaults, and the wanton destruction of property. We are putting everybody on warning. Our 7 o'clock curfew will be strictly enforced. Those who threaten innocent life and property will be arrested, detained, and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I want the organizers of this terror to be on notice that you will face severe criminal penalties and lengthy sentences in jail. This includes Antifa and others who are leading instigators of this violence. One law and order, and that is what it is. One law. We have one beautiful law.
I hate the stop. Yo, he is a simpleton, yo. He is a simpleton. He is a simpleton. One beautiful law. Stop using fucking adjectives for no reason. For no reason.
And once that is restored and fully restored,
We have multiple laws.
we will help you.
What law is that? What
we will
is the
help your
one law?
business,
I don't even.
And we will help
The
your
rule of law
family.
and order. Dun, dun.
Amer-
Thank you. Yeah, we have one law. That's not true. We have many laws. There are a lot of them. And he's broken like a lot of
I was
them.
about to
by
say
the
he's
way.
broken plenty of them. He
Yeah.
should be in prison himself, but you know.
America is founded upon the rule of law.
No, it
is the
isn't.
foundation of our prosperity, our freedom, and our very way of life. But where there is no law, there is no opportunity. Where there is no justice, there is no liberty. Where there
can
is
literally
no
hear, like,
safety,
shit popping
there
off
is
in the
no
back.
future. We must never give in to anger or hatred. If malice or violence reigns, then none of us is free. I take these actions today
Nigga.
with firm resolve
This nigga just
and with
said
a
never
true
give in to
and
anger or
passionate
hatred.
love for our
As soon
country.
as someone says something
By
negative
far,
about you,
our
you flip the
greatest
fuck out on.
days lie ahead.
Keep listening.
Thank you very much. And now I'm going to pay my respects to a very, very special place. Thank you very much.
Now keep in mind, no one knew what he was talking about. Like, for all I know, he could have been paying his respects to the golden throne and going to take a shit, right?
That shit would have been hilarious if he was like, I'm going to go drop a deuce and just walked off stage.
So nobody knew what he was talking about. And he's just like, I'm going to play my, and one of the anchors on the news station said, well, given his experience with television, I guess he's just trying to leave a cliffhanger.
That's hilarious. But he
it
does
was true,
do
though.
that, by the way. He does
Right,
do that.
he does
Like,
it. He
coming
does
up
it.
next week. And then he just fucking walks away.
So, and then a couple minutes later, he proceeds to walk to the
St.
church
Thomas
of
Church.
St. John, and he did it. He walked over there, and he did it. One of the anchors points out, Trump has been criticized for being whisked away in a bunker, over the past couple of days. Do you think this is just posturing to show his strength? This is a move that is, shows his dominance and strength, and of course, right? Like, it's political theater. And he walks over to this thing, and he pulls out a Bible, and
I did see that. I'm like,
no bullshit, yo. He's like, see, you got to be on video. You got to be on video to see this, okay? See, and he holds it like this.
I saw the image of that. Yeah.
And then, because he's not smart enough to have the words "Holy Bible" written during his photo op, you just see a big black book just sitting here, and he's just like,
There it is.
It's the White House Bible.
That's what he said?
Yes, he said, this is the White House Bible.
Yo, I'm so surprised that he isn't signing Bibles for fucking morons in the religious right.
I did see
Jesus
that
and
clip
Donald Trump, right?
where a reporter asks, "Is that your Bible?" He was like, "It's a Bible." What?
It's a Bible. Yo, he don't even try to pretend
Like,
he gives a
right?
fuck.
Like, you could
yo.
like, yeah, it's mine.
He's like, it's a Bible, and then he says, it's the White House Bible. And
You know what the funny thing is? That nigga does not go to church ever.
He doesn't.
No, of
like,
course not.
if
He
you
doesn't.
ask someone that question, you can just easily lie, like, "Yeah, it's mine." He's like, "No, it's a Bible."
Nah, he doesn't. He doesn't. He don't believe in God, yo.
No, he believes in
Says
money.
he's never prayed to God, right?
Yeah, he's never asked God for forgiveness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yo, and Christians were like, yeah, he's our guy. How? How? Yo, that's your whole thing. Like, you fuck up, you ask God for forgiveness. He's like, yeah, you're good. And then you go about your day. Try to be a better person. This nigga was like, no, I'm perfect.
Continue being a pedophile.
Yeah, he's like, I'm perfect.
But
Trying to fuck these 13-year-olds.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like he is instituting martial law, and not that Tekken character, martial law. Like fucking jackbooted thugs walking down the street.
So here's the question.
And he's okay. Hold on. Everyone is saying that he's citing the 1807 the Insurrection Act of 1807. The original text of the act, which has been amended several times since it was first passed, reads as follows: an act authorizing the employment of the land and naval forces of the United States in cases of insurrections.
It's not an insurrection.
Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, that in all cases of insurrection or obstruction to the laws, either of the United States or of any individual state or territory, where it is lawful for the President of the United States to call forth the militia for the purpose of suppressing such insurrection or of causing the laws to be duly executed, it shall be lawful for him to employ for the same purposes such part of the land or naval forces of the United States, and shall be judged necessary, having first observed all prerequisites of the law in that respect.
It's not an insurrection. The definition of an insurrection is a violent uprising against an authority or government. They're not fighting against the government. They're protesting. You're allowed to protest. They're not trying to take down the government. That is an insurrection.
Right.
Like, that's not an insurrection. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's still not an insurrection, but a better example of an insurrection is what those dumb hillbillies did during the Obama administration when they took over that like bird wildlife reserve. That's more closely tied to what an insurrection was. They were taking over a government building. Like, and that wasn't an insurrection. So no, this is stupid. Will he try it? Undoubtedly. But no one should be okay with this. No one should be okay with this. And this is exactly the type of shit that people were talking about when he got elected. And people were like, oh, you guys are overblowing it. You're thinking the worst case scenario. Here it is. This nigga is literally giving a speech about law and order as clearly gas grenades or whatever are blowing up behind him. You can hear it in the video.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful law. Boom, bam. Oh, it's beautiful. Great. Country's great. Keeping America great. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
This is great.
And niggas are like, yo, I'm not voting. Yo, you are wild. You are super wild. Like,
Right.
I don't get it.
The vote.
Yeah, where's Diddy? What did I say? We said this shit 2 weeks ago. This nigga is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be
He hasn't
found.
said anything, has he?
No.
Not that I know of.
No. I think he said like one bullshit thing on Twitter. Like,
I don't think Don Lemon called him out.
no, he did.
He did.
No,
he
Diddy was
did?
on the list, my nigga.
He called it like 10,
okay.
15 people.
Yeah, Diddy was on that list.
He was like, where y'all at?
It's like, I love y'all, but like, come on now. Where's Drake? Nowhere to be
He's
found,
in
huh?
Canada. That nigga ain't fucking American citizen.
So, John Boyega isn't either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like-
but John Boyega he's a younger dude, right?
Nigga, Drake ain't that old.
He hasn't. He's just like he's 30 something.
Maybe Drake is
31.
hiding from the world, or is the world hiding from Drake? I don't know. I don't know. He's got a lot of.
John
babies.
Boyega's a younger dude. He's like, look, he sees it. He had like, he got his money, but he's not quite to the point where like, I don't want to, like, I'm not at that point where I just don't want to completely fuck it up. So he still has super opinionated. Give him like 5 more years.
I mean, here's the thing. Drake
But
is
I don't
at.
think that's going to change.
I mean, Drake is at a point where Drake is He's a part of the untouchable class.
Yeah, he could say whatever.
He can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Okay.
Diddy is a part of that class.
Right.
Why not say
He's
something?
been a part of. He's been in the business for 30 years. Yeah.
And he's damn near a billionaire.
Yeah.
You're definitely in a part. Like, you don't make music. Like, you're just selling liquor. Like, say whatever the fuck you want. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
and the thing is, like, the people that buy your alcohol, if you say some wild shit, they'll probably agree with you. I don't know a lot of white people drinking Ciroc. I don't.
right.
I don't know a lot of white people, first of all.
I know a few.
I don't think Brad is drinking Ciroc.
I don't know. Brad really liked, what's Brad's favorite movie?
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come, his favorite movie?
You never know.
No, Brad and Emily fucking get turned on fucking
You might drink like peach Ciroc.
watermelon Ciroc for the summer. You don't know. You don't fucking know. That would be a wild scenario. Just Brad and his wife sitting at home.
I got some alcohol for you. Like, I got some Ciroc in the refrigerator. Like,
Yo, are you a racist? You don't offer me that shit. I need to see. Did you drink half the bottle already? Okay, then that's fine. Don't offer me a new bottle of Ciroc, white boy. It's unacceptable. But like, where's Diddy? Where's Drake? Where's Tyler Perry? All right, he's
too busy preparing to open up a studio again.
He's prepared to knock out 22 episodes in a fucking weekend. Fuck out of here. But like, seriously, where are these black voices? Where's Oprah? Where are these big voices?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Though Oprah has fuck you money. Oprah can say whatever she wants. Anything. Just come out and be like, I stand with you. Like, whatever. Like, just anything. You don't have to say, hey, I'm cool with the looting or whatever. Just stand with people because of oppression. That's what I don't understand.
Now, are these people obligated to do that?
No, they're not obligated, but it'd be nice to hear from them.
Yeah, it would. But at the same, I'm playing devil's advocate, by the way. I just for the sake of conversation. I think Beyonce came out, and that's a big fucking deal, yo. Like, Beyonce has sway. She does.
Yeah.
And
fucking Beyonce even said something.
Right. Even
was like, yo,
Taylor,
fucked up.
Even Taylor Swift said some shit.
Tay Sway said something. I mean, come on, man. Like, what the fuck?
Don't ever call her that again.
Yeah, no, that's her name from now on for you. Good.
Shut up.
She is the whitest person on the planet, and even she sees that this being a problem.
They are not. They don't have to say anything. But here's the thing: like, you've made your brand off of being like super pro black, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oprah especially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially her. So, like, to just be completely silent again, you don't have to say anything, but to be completely silent, I'm sure she's going to say something within the next couple of days. But
she got to now.
Yeah, you can't let me call your ass out.
Yeah, you can't have Don Lemon calling you out on fucking primetime television.
But to not hear anything is a little weird. Very weird. At least a statement written.
Yeah, even fucking Netflix and PlayStation are coming out like, yo, we stand with black people, yo.
Right,
niggas love NBA 2K.
Right. like niggas buy PlayStation Plus every day. Fuck, nah.
I'm trying to fuck my money up. Yeah,
can we talk
PS5
about,
coming out? Come on.
I'd like to give a special shout out to a special award to just the most improved human being on the planet Earth,
Don
Lemon. Because I
hated that nigga.
Like, not that long ago.
You know what it was?
4 or 5 years ago.
You know what it was?
Yeah, yo.
It's when he came out. The second he came out and was like, I'm gay, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. You can draw a line from like closeted Don Lemon to out and proud Don Lemon. That nigga grew like, had a little blowout there for a hot minute. Like, yo, he was just like, he was all the way out there.
Twisties in his head and shit.
Yeah, he was all the way out there.
Like, nigga, you on the news.
Like, and?
What they gonna do to me? I'm Don Lemon, nigga. No, he definitely has gone from, like, remember he held up that sign and was like, does this offend you? And he was like, nigger on it. It was like, yo, what are you doing? So like this dude being like, yo, where are black celebrities? Yo, our people are dying in the streets. I respect that because that is growth, right? That is growth. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what you should be aiming for.
Like, it makes me want to see a new season of the Boondocks, but like with Tom Dubois as this new Don Lemon, because Tom Dubois was like an analog for Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I would love to see Cedric Yarborough playing like now Don Lemon. You know what I mean?
Like he's basically
go fuck yourself, Don Lemon. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, one of the best clips of Don Lemon recently when he was like reading that shit, he was just like, when is this going to end? Like, he was so exhausted. He was so done.
Done.
There's a lot of fucking anchors that are just over it.
Yeah. When Don Lemon
Rachel Maddow is one of them too.
Yeah, she is definitely.
When Don Lemon was like, what is it about Obama that offends you?
Yeah, that's the greatest clip. That's his greatest clip.
Is it because he's smarter?
Is he smarter than you?
Better
because
looking.
That nigga said better looking. Like,
it's like, and I'm gay. I know.
Like,
that's funny.
It was so fucking like, because it was like the most classy dressing down. Like, it was like
it was slow.
Like yeah, man, it was like a teacher just like dressing you down. Like, what is your problem with why you act the way you act in class? Is it your home life? Are you poor? Are your parents on drugs? Like, do they not provide? Do they not love you?
That shit was funny, man.
That is what people call a read. He read the shit out of that nigga. Man, I'm like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, Rachel Maddow was there too. There was the day he said, what did he say? He got mad at the Asian woman, the Asian reporter. That night,
he was like, maybe you should ask China. And the Chinese, and
she was like, why did you say that to me, nigga? She was about to square up.
What the fuck?
Bitch, I'm Korean. Like, yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Like
the Asian woman took down her ninja mask and was like, yo, what the fuck?
Why did you say that to me?
That shit was like, she was pissed.
Why don't you go ask China? You guys all know each other, don't you? Like, fuck.
Why don't you ask China?
It took her a second to. It took her a second to process that shit. She was like, hold up.
Yeah, that's how you know someone. That's the definition of taken aback. Like, what the?
But that night, the first thing Rachel Maddow said when she came on, because she played the clip, she was like, what's wrong with the president? She was like, what's his problem?
The other day, they were talking about like COVID testing, and she was like, what new fresh hell is this? Like, yo, she's so fucking done. She's done with this nigga.
He said that a couple times, like, just to start off. That's almost like a catchphrase for her now, because it's just every day some wild shit happens. Like, what are you? Okay. This is what we're doing. She's like, this is our reality. This is our new reality. Watch this space.
You ever just sit and wonder what like Earth 2 is doing right now?
Right.
With like when
Hillary was president?
Yeah, like, or not even when Hillary was president, when Trump wasn't. Like literally any one of those 19 fucking idiots we would be in a better position.
Yeah, that is actually true.
All right, hold on. I got to play my favorite. I was trying to find it. This is my favorite Don Lemon clip. This shit is hilarious. I hope this works.
Colorado is not.
Hold on.
Couldn't keep it together.
Colorado is not on the border with Mexico, but I can't wait to see that wall. Who's going to pay for that one?
Lemon then.
No, I wish it had that clip of Trump because he's like, we're going to build a border. It's going to be, right off Colorado. He was like, what? Yo, he just lost it. He don't give a fuck anymore. He don't give any fuck anymore. Good. He shouldn't. I don't know what people are going to do. Like, if Biden wins, it's just like, this is regular ass news.
Right. It's going to go back to normalcy.
I would be happy. I got to tell you, like, I might just take a break from the show, from like look forward for like 2 weeks to just be like, can I just have a break? Just have a break. Like, you know what? We'll come back if there's any big pressing news, but like, just do regular shit. I don't know. Shake some hands, talk to some people, pass a couple of normal fucking laws. That'd be great. But yeah, I mean, I think we're in a world of trouble though. Do you think he's going to win?
Who?
Trump.
No.
You don't think so?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm preparing myself for a worst from Trump. Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm saying no because I really, really, really don't want that to happen.
Right. I mean,
Oh,
obviously.
you're trying to will it into existence. No,
Because I can't.
Like The Secret.
Stupid fucking book. Yeah, I again, like, if it happens, look,
We'll deal with it.
we'll deal with it, but
because
if somebody got to take that nigga out. Like, not me.
I'm shocked that he hasn't had an attempt on his life. I am shocked by that news.
Because we're too fucking good.
Yeah. If he was a Democrat.
I feel like he was a Democrat doing some wild shit like this. Somebody would have already tried to pull the trigger on this nigga.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
A few times at this point.
Obama was like, hey guys. And they were like, kill this nigga. That was enough.
Like,
that was enough.
doing? Look at me in my tan suit. They want to put a bullet in his fucking head. Like, God damn, nigga. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
This dude's I mean, one of the things that's actually been rather interesting is we're sort of tap dancing on a weird line, right? It's this whole thing of like, he's doing his best authoritarian dance, right? And obviously people who should be concerned are very concerned. But there's another group of people who are watching this and are clearly very concerned. Like, he said some wild shit, and the Oath Keepers, who are very right wing, was like, watch yourself. Like, because like they're really religious and they ain't too much a fan of anybody who ain't white, but they really hate the government. Like, that's their whole thing. Even they were like, yo, nigga, I'm gonna need you to relax on that shit. Like, we're edging towards a situation where you might get those like hardcore right wingers to also join with people that they would normally not join with because they have an opportunity to fight what they see as a tyrannical government, which they would be right. It is tyrannical. But
right.
Like, that's a situation I'm not sure that the right wing is realizing is happening. Like, oh, that'll never happen. I'm like, yo, these bubbas been waiting. They've been waiting for an opportunity. Look, they don't have to like black people. They'd be like, shit's happening? Let's go. Like, that's what they want. They've been wanting it for 50, 60 years. So like, we're sort of tap dancing on this edge. Like, if he truly does deploy the U.S. military into American cities, that could go a way that he's not expecting. Like, let one of those soldiers kill somebody, kill a kid. Like, no, like, I don't think you're getting like, I mean, Kent State shooting was pretty horrible. But I don't know that we would recover anytime soon. I think we would tear this country asunder. I think we would. And I think it's because we've dealt with 3 years of this motherfucker and, you know, our entire history. And I don't just think it's black folks either. I think like liberal folks and a lot of white people who are just sick of this shit, they would fucking flip out. They would flip out. They've been waiting. They've also been waiting for that, right? Like, they're going to try to stop elections. Like, you hear shit like that from people every time there's an election. You think he won't try to use this shit to do it? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, technically he can't, right? Like, that's not legal to do. But I think he'd try. I'm sure he would.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
And what is legal at this point?
Right. Like, again, there is a law. You cannot use the U.S. military on American soil. You cannot. You can't. You cannot do that. So it will be interesting. Will the U.S. military just go for that? Like, are generals just going to let that shit rock?
You would hope not. I mean, like, no, this is not our job. What are you doing?
I feel like if you want to undercut this guy, all the generals need to come out and be like, no, we're not doing that. You're going to have to fire us. Like, okay. And then people in the military should fucking put down their arms and walk. Like, if you want to take this country back, you have to be very serious about it. If some shit like this goes off. Now, it could be the classic Trump move, which is just bluster, right? Oh, I'm gonna take down Twitter. Okay.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not gonna do anything, right? I signed an executive order. Okay, so now they have more incentive to kick you off of their platform. Okay, don't bother reading. Like, it's fine. But that's a threat, right? It was a threat so that he can put them into sort of a political vice. So then they'd be like, okay, we'll back up. I think he's hoping that that's what he can do with governors. I don't know, man. I don't think you're gonna get people on board for using the U.S. military. I just don't. I don't. I think it's a really dangerous move. But he's not
when
smart.
They start seeing tanks and shit driving through their fucking towns. Then we'll see how they feel.
Yeah, you want a Tiananmen Square here? Again, like, if you are a Republican listening to this one, that is wild. We don't respect you, but
I don't.
Me either.
I really don't.
Micah,
I want to punch. I want to punch you in the throat. I don't even know you, and I do.
Yeah, she got black Republican people on her Facebook, like
Who?
that she went to school with. My wife.
No, nope.
One of them is a judge in Florida, and this nigga, when Biden was like, "Well, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black," this nigga turned on the fucking waterworks like he was doing his best white woman impression. Like,
oh, whoa! Did he do video on Facebook?
Did he do it on Facebook? I'll see if I can find it.
Oh, please send it to me.
I'm
please.
Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, yo? Like this he's a classic black Republican, which,
tan jacket, overly
whatever.
tight jeans.
No, he did a video sitting in his car talking about politics.
Did he have Oakleys on? Did he have Oakleys on?
All that he was missing was the Oakleys.
Oh, come on, man. He was so close.
I don't think black people use Oakleys. They use Ray-Bans, right? Like
does he have a truck? Does he have a truck? He in Florida?
He probably does. It's Florida. He probably does. Ain't hauling nothing.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yo, that's fucking hilarious. He did it in his car. Wow. Republicans really do like recording in their cars because they cry in there.
Bizarre.
That whole thing was hilarious to me. I can't believe Joe Biden said that. I mean, he's not wrong, but I can't believe he said that. No, they're black. They're just coons, like Terrence said. It's not a big deal. It's okay.
It's fine. Whatever. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, yo,
just period.
Yo, if a black Republican was on my page like, well, let me tell you about, I'd be like, yo, you don't want this. Like, don't just exit stage left, dude, or right, whatever you prefer. Like, no. No. I can't talk to a black Republican. I think I would lose my mind. I'd be like, I would say really harsh things that I mean, and that's probably not okay. Yeah, I do think we're in a downward spiral in this country, and I think this is what happens when you had a pretty reasonable black guy, and you were just like, you know what? Why don't we just burn it all and just pick the shittiest white guy we could? You had a bunch of other white guys who, while sucked, would have been reasonable. I don't think Jeb Bush would have been like, we need to roll tanks down Flatbush Avenue. Like, I don't think so. I don't think we'd be here if it was Jeb.
No, he wouldn't.
I don't think so.
He wouldn't. No, he was reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, all of them were.
Yeah. I disagree with them on everything politically, but they're reasonable human beings. Trump isn't reasonable. He doesn't even give a fuck about the country. For starters,
we wouldn't have this cabinet.
No.
None of these people that he chose would be in this fucking in office at all. Like, none of them. Like,
well, they're all temporary at this point, right? There's like 3 real cabinet members, and everyone else is a temp
from a temp agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
They're from that same temp agency that Micah did that video for.
Aerotech?
Oh, people should Google that. I bet they could find it. It's on YouTube, isn't it?
My hair was all fucked up.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't have this much facial hair growth. And
let me see if I can find this.
Weird, man. They gave me $250 for that shit.
What?
Yeah, they paid me $250 for it. Why do you think I did it? I needed $250.
I mean, that's fair.
Hey.
Damn, I found it right away. Yo, it is the first video. You look crazy. Oh shit. Yo, look at this nigga. Yo, they got you looking fake as fuck with like blueprints. Like, these are interesting.
Yeah, because they were like, what do you do? I said, well, I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, so you kind of work with like blueprints and stuff? I'm like, no, not at all. Like, not at all. I work with plans, but and they were like, okay, well, hold this and then just kind of pretend that you're looking at stuff and doing, engineering. I'm like, well, I don't stand up. I sit down with a pencil and, it's actually.
Yo, you're just like.
The thing that I'm looking at.
It is not actually, blueprints, yo.
No, it is actually a calendar poster that someone just happened to have in the office.
Wow. Oh my God. Did they get you your current job?
No, they did not. No, they got me the in-between job that I promptly left when I saw my current job. They got me PowerCon.
Oh yeah, that place was terrible.
That place was terrible.
Yeah, Terrence on the video. Yeah, this is hilarious.
I remember the video. I remember it.
Yo, I just love this. I love that like B-roll of you shaking your head at the fucking calendar poster. It's just hilarious to me. Like, there's a lot of engineering going on this poster. It's amazing. Well, at least you can put this video out after all the jobs are gone during the Civil War that we're about to have. You can put this one out, and hopefully someone will pick it up.
So yeah, wow, yeah, they put a lot of makeup on me too. Like I had a makeup lady.
I wanna just make comments on here, but I don't want to be a dick.
I'm just put the crying emoji face.
Yo,
who gave it? Yeah, nigga, who gave it a thumbs down?
Is it one thumbs down?
That's hilarious.
There's one comment.
All right, I'm gonna put
it. That's funny.
Oh shit.
I bet those blueprints are interesting.
Nigga, that is a calendar. Like if you look at it,
yeah, you can tell.
If you pause it at 43 seconds, that's like a sports calendar of like the Orioles, like when what their home games are, what their away games are.
Right.
Like I thought I didn't know they shot that.
Man, that shit is funny. All right, I think we're kind of done.
Yeah, that's funny.
That video is hilarious. Yeah. Okay. So again, The Help is next week. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed us talking about the series finale of America. So we will see you guys next week for The Help. It should be a much more interesting episode than we potentially had with John Henry, and then we'll just tell you what the next movie is because, of course, we're doing it. It's going to be The Five Bloods because can't wait to do that one after The Help. So, all right, we will see you guys next time.
See ya.
It is.
Bye. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.